My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Slay the Spire. Sorry, Dicey Dungeons. Or hang on, do I mean Slay the Spire? We're gonna be playing the Jester. You may remember... You might remember me from all those fights where I was a cool enemy. I'm glad to be fighting with a giant dice now. This is fine. I don't know why the voice has changed completely, but it has. You. After all these years, how could you? How dare you? I've been down here so long. I just want to breathe fresh air and eat a pizza and go on a roller coaster in silence. That was a rhetorical question, moron. Minion, rather, sorry. Plus, I'm sick of being called a minion. Decades in the dungeon, working day and night, and I'm still not even a sidekick? So you'd prefer to try your hand as a contestant? Well, good luck with that. And in case it wasn't clear, that was sarcasm. I hope you have the most miserable experience of all. It can't be as miserable as working for you. Let's go! Oh, hell yeah. So you might notice we have a deck as this character rather than a not deck as this character. This is the most heavily deck building inspired part of the game, despite the fact that you can make an argument for the equipment and backpack and all of that being kind of like a deck building element. This is the most direct deck building in the game because it's just a straight up like Slay the Spire kind of deck. As in you cycle through it. It's real cool. So we've got 4 copies of Boop that do 2 damage for any die. We've got 3 copies of Bop with a minimum of 3 to do 3 damage, and 2 copies of Sweet. Heal 2 if you're above your max HP. Convert the excess into shield. Let's go Robobot to get our choices. Also, we have Snap is our limit break. Matching cards can be played for free this turn. So both Boops will be played for free. However, you can also discard to discard matching cards, and you can see the next up. So if I discard here, I'll discard both of those Boops, and I'll get a Sweets and a Boop. That said, what I probably want to do here is Bop, get rid of that. Then I'll Sweet. Got a full hand. I'll discard all of that at the same time, and then I got 2 Bops. Should I discard those? All right. I could do 3 damage here instead, but I'm going to discard those so I can get to the bottom of the deck, just to see. Okay, nothing happened when I drew the final card. So yeah, you can cycle your deck, I think, once each turn. So I believe next turn we'll have the complete deck back, yeah? Yeah. Good. Making absolutely certain that's how that one went down. Then get myself all the way to a Bob. Beautiful. First piece of equipment is a juggling ball. Deal 3 and get a new dice. I'll add that to the deck. Super useful. Just 3 free damage. It has 0 card or energy cost. I guess card or dice cost. Sure. Yeah, the Bops are pretty much the best that we can do, so may as well do that. Then juggling that, get that back, and go for a Boop for the easy kill. Beautiful. Took no damage. Ugh, I keep telling him I need a bigger sword. Okay, so you choose a reward, and you choose your rewards in packs of related cards. So I could have Spark, both of those take evens in order to burn a single dice of the enemies, and Flame Blast deals 4 for each burning enemy dice. Or I could take Licorice, and Detonator. Licorice being a 2 on a cooldown. Sorry, a cooldown? Countdown. So 2 pips to apply 2 poison, and then Detonator is even, do 1 damage for every poison on the enemy. So each turn I'm very likely to get, what, 4 poison? And deal 4 damage with a Detonator, whereas this is burn 2 die and then deal 12 damage. This is longer, this is more instantaneous. I'm gonna go with the instantaneous. I'm gonna go Flame Blast. Now, it's worth noting, as I'm diluting the base deck, right, I'm ending with cards that don't pair. So, like, if I have Flame Blast and Bop in the same hand, they're not going to pair, so I can't discard them, so I can't necessarily dig as far down in the deck as I would like. So your ability to draw is directly related to the homogeneity of your deck. So that means that cutting things like both of these suites would make the deck far easier to cycle through. Each of them only has one pair. What are the odds I get them in the same hand in 13 cards? Okay, happy that that got a bop there, because now I can put that... Or rather, happy I rolled a 4 there so that I can put that in the bop. Yeah, so now I can discard 2 boobs, but I can't burn the enemy at all. I think ideally, boop you twice. Another option there was go for double suites. I didn't necessarily think that was worthwhile. Just because damage doesn't really threaten you this early in the game oftentimes. Oh, so it's actually left me with the same hand that I had before. Interesting. As well as the same upcoming. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So if you don't cycle through the whole deck, you start where you'd ended before. And I imagine the rest of the deck that you had used that turn is shuffled and put on the bottom. It's really intriguing. We'll discard the pairs of suites so we get access to a spark here. Even? No, it's not even, unfortunately. Ah, so it's a 1. It can't be a 3 or a 5. Otherwise, it'd be useful there. So if it's a 1, that means I could just put it in that boop, I guess. Fine. I was thinking about delaying and holding the burning for an extra turn, but I think I kill the enemy next turn no matter what. Having Snap is super useful. Matching cards can be played for free this turn. Oh, it's so good. So because your draw as well as your limit break both rely on matching, it's really important to keep it in mind. Very key part of the strategy. That said, I haven't encountered that many opportunities to remove cards from my deck yet, which I'm very hopeful I will. You found a grand finale. Play every card in a single turn in order to use the grand finale. It is 20 to deal 15. Do I want to add it to my deck or ignore it? I'm going to add it just because I want damage. Bump. Yeah. Bump is fine. Healing after this fight anyway. I'll heal up a little bit beforehand. The Dryad, not a problem. Yeah, the Dryad really ought not be a problem. Okay. Ideally, I don't have to use Snap in this fight, but I guess I'm probably going to end up dying. Probably going to end up taking damage in this fight, rather, so. Sorry. May as well Snap, I think. Sweets is up next, so I can just get rid of a boop there and then match the sweets, match the sparks. Yeah, I can just straight up kill the enemy this turn as a direct result. Oops. Yeah, maybe I didn't need to use that snap that turn. We get duplicate. Neat. Always gonna be good for us. Let's go to the equipment. Leave, actually, because we want to go to the shop first. Ah, there we go. Destroy card options. Beautiful. There's also whip. Deal damage on 6 inflict a burn. So there's also one more enemy on this floor, and I have 4 gold. So I can take that whip as well as destroy a card pretty easily. But if I destroy a card, I could destroy 2, both of them being sweets, making my pairs much more easy and effective. It's a little difficult to decide. I think I have to go with my heart. I have to. You have to understand. I can't abandon the thin deck. It's woven in my double helical structure. It's in there. Okay, so I don't want to select a card to upgrade until I know that upgrading that card is going to be effective. Upgrade. Okay, cool. So it does give you prompts. Sweet. That would do 2 more damage. No deal. Oh, that returns the die. Okay, Boop becomes so much more effective when upgraded. It loses its cost. Or it's negative cost in the deck, I guess. I don't know. It feels like all those Boops should be upgraded as a direct result of that. Let's see what happens to duplicate. Yeah, whatever. Not being able to duplicate a low cost die is not a problem. Let's go back. Flame Blast upgrades 1 extra damage per burning die. I only have 2 sources of burning die in the deck right now, so I don't think that's that great. Spark doesn't need an even. Yeah, that's not that great either. Let's see what the upgrade for the grand finale is. 12 for 15. That's pretty good. That said, I need to be able to get to grand finale, and I need to be able to get to grand finale pretty happily. So I think upgrading these Boops is going to do that for me. Boop upgraded. I think, yeah, I will be focusing on upgrading every single Boop first. It's a priority. Is there any reason to duplicate a 4 over a 5? Sparks take evens, not odds. Is there any reason to duplicate a 5 over 4? Just for anything that has cooldowns. Okay, we duplicate a 4. There we actually get a spark. And I can discard 2, getting another spark, and then a flame blast off as well. Lovely. Ugh, enemy rolled really well right there. They just need to get below 4, so almost the best they could have done. Yeah, I can't kill the enemy on board anymore, so I'm just gonna discard. Maximum 3, sure. Enemy's no longer burning, but they can again. Bye, stereo head. Alright, I'm hoping for 1 upgrade and a store that has an upgrade next floor. Get 2 more of those bops upgraded. I think I'll probably end up cutting the Boops from the deck, actually. So no natural upgrade hanging around, unfortunately. Handyman or the Pirate? Do I have anything that influences which of those I take? I think I've forgotten the Handyman's layout. So I'll go for the easier fight. Or rather, the lower level fight. I don't know if it's the easier fight. I suspect it is. Duplicate is 6. Sure. Get 2 Boops. So I spark, and then flame blast. Getting 12 damage off as well as having those 2 burns is like real dang effective. So bump that. I could also put that into grand finale, start getting ready, but I don't know. I feel like we're okay to put it just into bop. Easy kill the turn after. We're very, very rarely using this snap right now. I'm actually really concerned. Huh, finally! Actually managed to find the rest of the damage there. I didn't want to have to use the burning die. If I could avoid it at the very least. Alright. Shop, upgrade please. Ugh, yikes. There is destroy a card. Cauldron, do 1 damage, get a new dice. Get a new dice. So return the dice, get a new dice. So get a new dice, you would assume, is a die of a different value. Yeah, so it's juggling ball. It's just juggling ball with no limitation. I don't know if I like that. I do like destroying another card, though. The concern at that point becomes, what do I destroy, though? It has to be the bops. Just start taking them out of the deck. as those bops are out of the deck and as we start, you know, cycling through the boops for free that we can and then pairing the ones that we can't because they're obviously, you know, much more of a constituent part of the deck, right? They're less dilute. We should be able to get to Grand Finale and activate it much more commonly, so I suspect that Grand Finale getting an upgrade is in the cards. Or at least I would hope it would be. Sadly, I can't guarantee that because these enemies have been real mean to me. Sure. 2 as well. Go for the first spark. 2 boops. Yeah, I guess I can take a bump. Shouldn't really matter though. 2 away from sparks as well. Alright. So I'll boop and then discard these 2 bops. These turns sound real weird. And get my good old Flame Blast out of the very end there. So upgrading Flame Blast is 2 extra damage, almost reliably 2 extra damage a turn, because it does seem like we pretty much go through the deck and get those 2 burns as well as that off basically every time. Had to look at that, eh? Fine. Okay, discard those matching cards. Upgrade this. Use the lower value one there in order to unlock. Even. Oh, we're so close to being able to do this effectively. Unfortunately, we have 1 extra boop. If that boop wasn't there, we would have duplicate in hand. We duplicate that, then we get another 5. We use 1 Flame Blast and use 1 boop, and then we kill. But in lieu of that, let's take another 6. Never mind, another whole 8. It's fine, we heal up after the combat though. Choose a reward. Witch or Inventor? Discard your current hand or copy your next card. 100%. It's copy the next card because we have copies that we have things that return the dice, so they just cycle, right? We have obviously Flame Blast, which is ridiculous. We have the ability to get an extra burning dice out there, which is super useful. The ability to get an extra just free damage from the juggling. But most importantly, both bump and duplicate can be affected by the Inventor as well. I should have removed a bot before this fight. That's my bad. But this actually does give me the ability to look at the equipment behind this enemy and see whether or not that changes my mind. I don't suspect it will, but theoretically possible. I'm going to snap this turn as well. Double boop. Double bop. So copy next card means it'll copy the Flame Blast, by the way. Right? It is Flame Blast. I'm pretty sure it's the next card. As in the next card in order. So Inventor here gets Flame Blast. Inventor here would have gotten Boop. Inventor here would get Boop from the draw pile. That's my understanding. I don't think I want Inventor hitting Flame Blast. It's just 6 extra damage this turn. That's all it is. It's quite poor, in fact. Also, I want to activate this boop without investing my own die, because the snap, they can be used for free this turn. Think about boop as like it's an input of 1 die and it's an output of 1 die. If I don't have to input any die, I get a die back. Real useful. Grand Finale isn't gonna work here, is it? Actually, never mind. It will. It will. It's fine. Inventor hits bop, and then I just activate that. Damn. There's something funny about the fact that I'm short by exactly 1 for lethal here. I'm certain that lethal could have been conjured out of that order, but again, I am still learning these characters. Please, you have to give me some time. All right. A lot of like how I deal in roguelikes is I just try and form best practices as quickly as I can to get to a decent level and then vary from beyond that point. But it does take a little while to get those best practices well settled, let's say. Which is to say, stop doing the thing where I say, oh, we need to make sure and then immediately not do that thing. Nudge, lower dice value. I don't need lower dice value, so I'm gonna ignore it. Another boop does give us the ability to get through the deck. Like, we could remove... Oh, no, I can't. If I could have removed a bop and get a boop, that would have been really good. But let's get another bop out of the deck now. I say another bop, I think. Is my first bop out of the deck? Alright. But also, as his character, ideally, I turn down a lot of cards. So that's a booster pack over there. Duplication, that's really, really important. The ability to duplicate something in my deck. I feel like that hitting, you know, bump, or especially if bump is upgraded by that point. Because if bump is upgraded, it's a 6 that you put into it. You put a 6 into it, you get a 6 and a 1 back. You put a 6 into it again, you get a 6 and a 1 back, right? So that bump has given you 2 extra die. Now, obviously, those die are of a significantly lower value, so it's not as valuable as duplicate for that, but it does give you the ability to, like, cycle past boops using those, for instance. We actually get an upgrade right now. I'm scared. Like, I want to take out this Cactus and Aurora first, just so that I can check out new equipment that I can pick up. I think the deck is doing well enough that I can afford to do that. Just 3s. That duplicate's not going to be able to trigger. That's tragic. Actually, hang on. It might. Okay. We trigger boop there. Double spark comes into hand. I discard both of those. I use juggling ball to re-roll this. Or no, I bump. Because otherwise, if the juggling ball hits a 1 or a 2, the end of my turn is really sad there. It's fine. This leaves me with Inventor, and the next hand is pretty garbage, but I guess it leaves me with Inventor. And use the extra die as well. Oh god, the slower this fight is, the way worse off we are. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yikes. Okay, I'll deal that 1 and get back because I do need the 2 for the possibility that it's an even. Useful for us later. I am going to... Inspiration double discard the bops there. Boot past that one, and then I think I discard again. Burn a die. Duplicate. Increment this one. Burning the die again. Finally, Flame Boss for some decent damage, and my grand finale gets 5 donated to it. Actually, no, it's probably better just go on the bop right there. make it easy to kill the enemy in as few actions as possible next turn so that I don't have to take as many hits from their thorns. Sweet. Not feeling great about that fight with Aurora coming up anymore. Okay. Whip, Illuminate, and Spatula. Get 2 of whatever you put in Illuminate next turn. Do I need that? No, it's just an extra die sink, and I don't need that. I think actually I'm probably ignoring the entire shop there. It's a little bold of a move, I'll admit, but still, I think it's probably correct. Alright, I should probably snap here on turn 1 as well. Die as well, lovely. Spark and Boop are coming up. Okay, so it has to be that, then this hits Spark. Snap. Dice value +1. I don't think I need dice value +1 on the 6 anymore. Juggling Ball gets that. And... dang. Alright. Have to overinvest in that Flame Blast. Still really, really good turn right there. Enemy is probably going to use all of their burning dice. Yeah. Just blow in their general direction. We've got this. Hell of a lot of damage to take there, but at the very least I do... Wait, do I heal right now or after the end? Hang on. I don't think I heal after this fight. It's the next fight after, right? Yeah. So I still have to go for the Rhino, unfortunately. But I do get my card selection here. You found a booster pack. It has Snowflake, Spark, Snowflake. I am going to ignore all of these. Freezing Dice is actually really good, though. And Spark is actually really good in this deck as well. I'm going to collect them. So why do I collect them there? The reason that we collect them is because the Sparks can be triggered by 1s, and a large problem that I was going to start having is after I use like an upgraded bump, especially when I'm getting the second upgraded bump in the deck after duplicating that piece of equipment. But when I have that in the deck, I'm going to have an excess of a lot of 1s, and those 1s being able to use to cycle a Snowflake as well as freeze an enemy die is really important. But even if it doesn't do that, it's great. Even if it doesn't manage to do that, it's still completely fine. Just as long as I roll an odd, obviously. Yeah, it's bump. If this had if this had a heal in it, I would go here. Really, really hoping that Rhino Beetle isn't too much of a problem. A large reason I actually ended up taking the Snowflakes is specifically because I know that the Rhino Beetle is really, really easily frozen. This sucks. So that. Double discard Boops. This does get me down to a Snowflake, but it's a really bad Snowflake. I'm gonna Flame Blast. I'm gonna Inspiration and just get 1 Snowflake out this turn. Good. That was really useful. Took 4 pips away from the Beetle Headbutt warm-up. This is really annoying. Okay, I don't have an odd. I'll snap, do the duplicate here. Then it's bop in the next hand. So do I freeze with the 2? I think I freeze with the 2. Yeah. Then we can snap a couple more down. Pull that frost off. There's bump. Interestingly, if we get bump plus and bump plus in the same hand, which we can only do after we get the duplication after the Rhino Beetle, so it's not possible at the moment. But if we do get both of those in the same hand and then we snap them, we just get die. Right? That has to be how that works. But it's die value +1, so it can't even be what you put in. But usually it just assumes you put a 6 in. So I assume if we have bump plus and bump plus in the same hand and snap active, I think that we get a 6 and a 1 and a 6 and a 1 and a 6 and a 1 and a 6 and a 1. I want to see if that is what happens, but I suspect that's actually what's gonna occur. We've already got most of the sparks out this turn, so. Flame Blast. Inventor can also just become the boop immediately. But... Oh, this is annoying. I wish I could Inventor after I had the Grand Finale in hand. That would be so good. Oh, well. I'll hit that on boop. Then activate the Inventor and burn 2 more of the enemy die. I know there aren't. 2 whole more die. Also, by the way, I just removed the freeze effect from the enemy effectively. I almost let them kill me that turn. Oh, that's really bad. I have to put this in Spark, burning 1 enemy die, so that I draw Inventor. Inventor, then I activate, it boops. Yeah. I activate Inventor, it becomes a boop. I discard both boops. I get a Flame Blast in hand, and I can kill the enemy with that. Whew, this one got real close. I'm very pleased that I had those snowflakes. If I didn't have those on turn 1, I think I would have been lost there. Get random equipment and borrow equipment from the thief and the robot. Yeah, I don't want either of those. My kind of like fine control of what's in the deck right now is very important. Also, if I destroy a card here, I can get a bop out, and then I can get another bop out from this shop. Right? No, I don't have a removal option? Oh, I could have sworn I had a removal option in the shop. Wild. Obviously, Inventor would be nice to duplicate as well. I can duplicate it as well. Interesting. Can I duplicate the Grand Finale? No. Cool. I do just... Oh my god, we can duplicate the bump again. I need to know if it's going to work how I hope. So I could just fight 1 Kraken and then go straight to the boss, but Snowman, Paper Knight, and Gargoyle holds the inspiration. Snowman's weak to fire. Perfect. It's the right kind of combat for us to be in right now. 3 enemy die. Neat. Let's spark the enemy. Discard 2 boops. Oh, perfect. Oh, get a Flame Blast and spark in hand. Lovely. Bump plus. Actually, this will allow me to test it. Hang on. I'm not going to Inventor the Flame Blast here. Setting myself up to take damage this turn. Hopefully. So that I activate my snap. Good. And then I need to know what happens if I snap bumps. Yep, I got 2 6s and 2 1s. Exactly as I thought. Beautiful. Okay. Good. I just needed that clarified because recently we've done a couple things that looked like they should have worked and they did. I'm not gonna belabor the point, but it's good that we've checked. Feeling much more confident about this now. Lovely. Would have been nice if it didn't cost me a limp break to do so, but Sure, take that 8 HP happily. Paper Knight, you're weak to fire as well. Getting some really lucky enemies here. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Fine. So we'll get that up to a 6. Just so that it can start generating extra die for me. And then those ones can go into snowflakes. It's super useful. Duplicate is 6 happily. So that boop, I can either cycle it or I can cycle both boops at the same time. It only gets me 2 damage to be using that boop. So I'm gonna discard both. Freeze. I can get 2 more 1s out from this bump, by the way, as well, and will be doing so. Because each of these die, like, usually, not all, okay, not even usually, but each of these die can be an action. Unless, of course, I'm running out of deck and running out of cards to use them on, in which case, generate fewer die, have better things to play. Spark, spark. I'll also bop, just so that I can get rid of these 2 boops. Roll that 2. Dang. Ideally, I would have gotten something even for the spark here. Oh, no, wait, never mind. 3 and a 1. That's enough for the flame blast. Beautiful. Oh, that's a lot of damage on a turn 1 for a Paper Knight right there. Enemy can only use a single die. Excellent. Yeah, let's go straight to kill. No need to mess around. All right. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident about my choice to go down this line. Now, the gargoyle rolls high and then locks die. Rolls high and locks die. How bad is that for us? You lock a maximum of 2 die in a single turn. I have 3 die in a single turn. That could be pretty bad. It's just whether or not I pick up the health burst. I heal back up to after, back to full after the Kraken fight anyway, so I suppose it should make a difference. Yay. Well, this is a bit unfortunate. Not really good dice so far. Okay, so I'm gonna burn 1 die and then the minimum of 4. I get both of these snowflakes in hand, discard both of those. I'll take the inspiration here and I'm just gonna get myself a bunch of extra die. Good. I mean, I think it's just correct to get the extra value because these die can go anywhere. So just having 4 in the flame blast rather than 6, I was gonna have to allocate the 4 is better. 6 goes into the grand finale. 1 for 2 damage afterwards. Decent. Didn't even need to use my snap. The enemy locks, 2 of my dice this turn. This is what I was majorly concerned about. Because if I only have a single die in a turn, life becomes real hard. Probably shouldn't have used not duplicate, but the bump there. I wonder if the bump that I have available next turn is going to have 1 durability left. No, 2 uses this turn, so I can just leave my hand full of bumps. Bad idea, don't do it, but theoretically possible. All right. Burn plus flame blast, pretty easy here. Oh, that snowflake is actually really bad. Just lets the enemy freeze me. Oh, what? Rather, freezing the enemy just lets them lock me. But the thing is, they do no damage if they just lock me, so why do I care? In fact, ideally, they just lock me. Okay. Back to you, bud. And I'll be taking the W anytime now. Duplicate that. Beautiful. Goodbye, Gargoyle. So we do have the Kraken after this, but the Kraken is only level 4. And as long as we do occasionally freeze the Kraken, we should just be completely fine. So the Snowflake, again, coming in real clutch here. So the duplication of equipment, I feel like it goes on another bump. Because the more of those dice we have, the more we just get to grand finale every single turn. I don't know, maybe I need more of an impact out of my turns. Maybe a second Flame Blast is more effective. Second copy of Duplicate. No. No, it's pre-upgraded. That's the bump. Alright, Kraken. Come on, have a go. I think I will use Snap here. Large reason I'm doing that is because I have these bumps in hand that I knew was going to happen. So I'm just going to take all of the resources forever. Thank you. Double Spark. Boom. I'll throw out a Flame Blast so that I can Inventor and triple freeze. Oh. Yeah, we have way too many excess die at the end here. That'll do. Hey, it's a pretty impactful turn. And they can't even deal more damage to me lest they'd like to die. Lovely. Only took me 1 HP.
This is outrageous. I was sleepeth below the upper depth and you woke me up for this.
We get all the way to... Ooh. Another duplicate, thank you. The game knows that the duplicate doesn't have a negative impact on your deck. So it just gives it to you. It didn't even give me the opportunity to turn it down there. I guess if you're rolling really poorly, it could have a negative impact on your deck. Wait, did it give me the ability to turn it down there? I don't think it did. Jester versus Beatriz. Hey, I looked it up, and apparently Douse isn't the singular of dice after all. In modern usage, dice is both singular and plural. Isn't that sweet? Now, prepare to dice. I'm gonna die multiple times. Actually, hang on, never mind. Sorry, it could be singular. My bad. Juggling ball, turn 1 here, definitely. 3 for it as well. Perfect. Okay, we got a lot of boops to get through. We can do that with the ones that will generate out of this bump. But I can also throw them away. Actually, you know what? I'll get that and then discard these 2 boops. Happily. So I have the ability to duplicate a die right now. I mean, only do the 6. It makes sense for the 6 as well. Okay. So the Inventor can now get bump. Yeah, and I'm just gonna use that to farm out a bunch of extra free die here. Minimum of 3 to get rid of that bop, but is that the... I think that's the only bop in the deck, so if I upgrade a bump by 2, I can get rid of that bop. Actually, having spark as an even is fine. I think I just put the 6 in this bot. And then the 2 in the spark. Right? Let's me put the 6 back in the bump. And I get to continue cycling again. Lovely. Slightly short of being able to activate the Flame Blast this turn. No, never mind. It's 1 into boot. Lovely, we've got it. Okay, all of these 1s just go in that Flame Blast now, but we duplicate this at the very end, get 1 more spark out, and... I mean, 18 fire damage turn 1, as well as all of the other actual hits that we did. That's pretty good, on a turn with no snap as well. Hopefully the enemy hits me a lot here, though. Hurt me plenty. Oh, dodge next attack on an even as well. That's actually really bad. Okay. I will duplicate this. These turns are bad. Yeah, without snap, this turn is really bad. This just gets me a snowflake. And sets me up with, yeah, 2 bumps and a spark in the hand next, as well as Inventor, Bop, and Duplicate upcoming. Hopefully I don't get frozen too many times this turn. Sorry, shocked too many times this turn. Yeah, so you're dodging the next attack, that's fine. You can dodge the first attack. Okay, shocked only once. It's fine. So I put the 3 in there. A 4 in the... No, wait, that's not going to work. You just snap first. I also want to invent the duplicate there. So I'll put this 4 in the bot. That gets rid of the dodge from the enemy. I can get so many dice this turn, but what do I even do with all of them, though? Never mind. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm going to copy that, duplicate die, and I get a 6 back, and then I get 4 6s, actually, from it. Overall. So even in the spark, so that I can double boop happily. Another even in the spark. Deal it soon, return the dice. Sure, we can get that back happily. Jugger. Probably shouldn't increment on the bump anymore. Shouldn't be necessary. Yeah, I'm trying to cycle through as much of the deck as possible before I use Flame Blast. Duplicate Snowflake. Yeah, I don't think there's any more fire in the deck. Yeah, there's no more fire. Okay, fine. I mean, Grand Finale is literally, like, definitely lethal, and I can definitely make my way there as well, so... I probably shouldn't have spent as long as I did on everything else. That said, pretty damn good fight. Hey! Oh, sorry. Completely different character. Hey, it's you. Hey, it's so good to see you. Hey, I'm just filling in here, but I meant to tell you that I'm going to spin the wheel, and then you lose, and I meant to say better luck next time, I think. Okay, yeah, here we go. Oh, better luck next time. Episode complete. That is the first episode of the Jester's story. We will go back to the standard rotation of the Witch next episode. I think actually next episode will be Witch, then the episode after Jester, and then we resume the normal rotation so that all 6 characters are covered in order. It's just obviously we couldn't do it before unlocking rather the Jester. For the moment, we have completed 12 episodes, unlocking the Cowboy. Well, I think it's pretty clear I'm a cowboy. I'm a cat too, but that's more of a hobby. I do worry that I meet wrong vowels. I do worry I might meet a cowboy whose dog, well, I'm a cat, so I can't read, but I love to sit on a newspaper every now and then. It started as a weekend job entering these dungeons between ranches, but damn, I ain't grown to love it. For the moment, my name is Rhapsody, the name of the game. That's been Dicey Dungeons. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.